Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Whiteboard. Gambling Kiwi, round 27, final week of the season. What a season's been, what a treat of a round we're in for, what a top 8 it's going to be. Let's get into it. Before we do that, let's recap round 26 real quick. Last week we did have a pretty flawless week. Our Friday night parlay of the Dragons and the Cowboys did hit. This Dragons 21-point head start. Saturday, Storm, Roosters, Broncos. We had the three favourites all lined up. They all hit, that cashed. Our value bet was on the Eagles at $1.42 there against the Dogs. Seemed like a simple bet. It hit, it cashed. And our safety parlay was the Cowboys and the Roosters. That also hit and cashed for us. The only one we failed was we had a try-scorer bet here on the Dragons that didn't hit. Other than that, flawless week. Similar results here with the women. We had the Broncos and the Broncos. We had the Roosters and the Roosters. Looking back at it now, I wish we had gone Newcastle because that would have hit too. And we also had the big bet down here. The Dogs, the Eels paying $2.20. That was a pretty straightforward bet. Everyone saw it coming except for the TAB. So we managed to cash in on that one. Fantastic round. Beautiful stuff. Flawless victory. I say that to say this, the house always wins in the end. You can run on for a long time, but sooner or later, they're going to cut you down. And the proof of that is just look how rich these gambling companies are. Okay? They're not losing any money, guys. They're making all the money. Let's get into it. Thursday night game, we do have the Broncos versus the Storm, but not really. The Broncos just beat the Raiders. The Storm just beat the Titans. It's irrelevant. They have a very strong chance that they will play each other again next week. That being said, both teams have decided to rest the majority of their players. All the top players are out. Reece Walsh rested, Cobbo rested, Ezerman rested, Payne Haynes rested, Adam Reynolds is injured, Staggs is suspended. There goes the whole Broncos team gone. Storm did the same thing. Coates is rested, Munster's rested, Nelson's rested, Grant's injured, Jones is injured. Whole Storm team's gone. This is essentially reserve grade versus reserve grade. I have no idea what the reserve grades on these teams are like. I don't have no idea. I guess the only indication we could have is how well did these teams perform during Origin. I wasn't paying that much attention. I don't know. No bet for me on this game. I wouldn't recommend anybody bet on this game. It's a joker game, and I would just stay away from it. We will watch it, obviously, because it's the only game on Thursday night. And, not much to be said here. Look forward to the real game next week. And even though the Broncos, if the Broncos win, they can win the minor premiership. So I'm a little surprised that they rested all these players. It is what it is. Yeah, no bet for me. If I did have to tip someone, I would tip the Broncos because they do have Saylor there at the back. And I think Saylor is a tremendous player. I think he's better than Walsh there at fullback. I think Reece Walsh is a tremendous playmaker. And he should be somewhere else. Maybe number 6, number 9, something like that. And put Saylor at the back. I think he's too good of a player to not use. That being said, Broncos are also the slight favourite. So if you don't know who to tip on this one, just tip the Broncos. Go with the favourites. And good luck, everyone. Next up, we do have the Eagles versus the Tigers, which should be one of the more easier bets to pick. Eagles coming off that dumping on the Bulldogs. Well, Tigers coming off that loss to the Roosters. Both seasons are over. Although if the Eagles do win, they could move up the ladder a few spots, which just makes it look better for them for next season. Sea Eagles 26-16 winner earlier on in the year. It is Jake's 200th game. They've only had one change. So it's all positives here for the Eagles. Tigers have got 2 wins, 2 outs. Sea Eagles have won 6 of their past 7 games. That's a massive tick there for the Eagles. And West Tigers have only won 3 of 16 games at Pines Park. So they don't even like the stadium. We'll give that another tick. Everything's looking good here for the Eagles. They're only paying $1.23 though. The 13 plus is even low because everyone's expecting them to blast them out of the water. So maybe just put the Eagles in your parlay. They're obviously the easy tip here. And yeah, probably just put them in a parlay. Not much sense in betting on them. Not much money to be made there. Let's carry on. Next up, we do have the Friday night main event between the Rabbits, grudge match against the Roosters, cage match, elimination match, all in, all cards on the table here. The Rabbits did lose to the Knights before they had the bye, so they are fresh off the bye. The Tigers, the Roosters just beat the Tigers. They're on a 4-game win streak, so that's looking good there for the Roosters, although the Rabbits did have the bye. There's a lot of complications here. If Rabbits win, Roosters and Cowboys are out. If Roosters win, the Rabbits are out. But then if the Cowboys win, the Roosters are out anyway. Unless Cowboys and Roosters win and the Raiders lose, then the Raiders and Rabbits are out. Which personally, that would be the one I'd want to see, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. James Tedesco is back and a massive in there for the Roosters. Jared is gone. That's a massive negative. But Latrell Mitchell is out for the Rabbits. I don't know if that's a negative or that's a positive. There's been a lot of infighting here with the Rabbits. By all accounts, the Rabbits got the 2 points last week, but they lost the bye. The Roosters beat the Tigers, but they lost a few players. They lost the win. Both of these teams are coming in very, very weird circumstances. Very, very clouded game. It's a 50-50. It's a coin flip. Either side could win. And it just depends how the Rabbits take it. Will the Rabbits come out and blow the Roosters out of the water to show that they don't need the Trowel? They haven't needed him all year. They've been doing fine without him. They're bigger than the Trowel. And if the Trowel leaves, look how much salary cap they would open up for them. I think they'd be a lot better off without him. But in saying that, if they do win and they do make the top 8, then the Trowel comes back for the top 8. And that's just going to cause more infighting. So maybe they don't care, maybe they don't want to win. It's so hard to read. The Roosters are going to come out and they're going to put on a performance. And it all depends on what sort of resistance and what sort of performance the Rabbits put on. This game is going to be won or lost by the Rabbits. The Roosters are going to do their thing. That being said, I'm a Roosters man. I will be tipping the Roosters. I'll be betting on the Roosters. Just out of fandom. This game is a coin flip. I wouldn't recommend betting on this game. Unless you're one of the fans. It's State of Origin again. You just pick whatever side you're on. And you stick with your team. That's all there is. That's what we're doing. That's all you should do. If you're not a supporter of either team, don't bet on this game. Stay away from it. It's going to be a hell of a game to watch though. Next up we do have the Dolphins versus the Warriors, but not really. Dolphins lost to the Cowboys. Warriors did get that grindy win over the Dragons there. Wasn't impressive, but it was a win. Which, a win is a win, and that's 7 wins in a row now for the Warriors. Dolphins, on the other hand, 7 losses in a row. Warriors did beat them 30 points to 8 earlier in the year. That's a big up for the Warriors. They got the 7 win streak. That's a big up. Dolphins are on a 7 losing streak. That's another big up for the Warriors. If Warriors lose and Storm win, they could stop 3-4, potentially costing them a home game. So I'm not too sure why they've rested all these players. Dolphins do have one in. That being said, the Dolphins have been, I know it's not their top team, but it's the best team they can put out there, right? It's the best team they have. I know they're plagued with injuries. It's not the best Dolphins team. It's the best Dolphins teams they have. They've been playing that team all season, and they're still on a 7-game losing streak. So even with Sean Johnson out, Luke Metcalf out, Torres Harris out, that's all the leadership in the Warriors gone. And then they decide to Dylan's gonna give him a rest, Nikel's giving a rest. Even Blake's gone. All the leadership on the Warriors field is gone. Can they still win this game without the leadership? I mean, all the Warriors players have done a tremendous job this year. And I do believe they are bigger than just these players. However, in saying that, losing all your leadership, that's huge. It's a big down there for the Warriors. But I cannot go past this money. We're going to go all in here on the Warriors, head to head. We're going to sprinkle some on the 13+, and we're going to cross our fingers. We're going to hope for the best. And I do feel they can still beat the Dolphins. Surely they can beat the Dolphins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 players out. That's only half the team. So half the team is still the first grade players. And can half a team beat the Dolphins? The performances haven't been great this year. I mean, the end of the year, the very end of the year, the last 3-4 games have been a little shaky. So I'm actually hoping having these new players come in will reignite the fires and the hype and the will and the drill to win and the hard work, and hopefully they can get it done. Because we put a bit of money here on the line. And I can't believe they're risking a home game here. It is what it is. Alright, bad choice, come on, man. Anyway, we would have sold out in a heartbeat. We never would have got to it anyway. But nevertheless, next up, Panthers versus Cowboys. Panthers lost to the Eels. That's important. That was a big loss, embarrassing loss. Well, that's a little thick. Let's tone that down. Cowboys win over the Dolphins. So if Cowboys win, Rabbits... there's complications on the line. My biggest point was, if Panthers win, I don't even know if Broncos need to lose. But if Panthers win, they get the minor prem. And I think that's what they're after. I think they're upset. I think Cleary was angry that they lost last week. I think they're salty. Luai is out, so that's a big plus for them. Cowboys have failed in the same 17. But Panthers have not lost 2 games at Bluebet Stadium since 2019. The Cowboys have not won since 2016 at Bluebet Stadium. So Cowboys don't like the stadium. That's a plus. Panthers hardly ever lose 2 games in a row there. So that's another plus. And a lot of people have been saying, oh, bet on the Cowboys. Hit the Cowboys now. Get that 13 plus. Hit the head-to-head now. Because they're hoping that the Storm can beat the Broncos. And then the Panthers will be like, oh, well, we're going to rest our players now. Now that the minor premiership secure, we're going to rest them. I don't think so. I think they're here to prove a point. And I think the salty that they lost, and lost so embarrassingly last week, that they want to put their authority back on this top 8. And I don't think they're going to rest any players, so I wouldn't follow those bets. I think Panthers are the easy tip here. I probably parlay them there. Put them in the parlay with the Eagles. There we go. Eagles Panthers parlay. Is that the safety parlay for the week? We might have to do that. And it should be pretty straightforward. Even if the Panthers did rest their players, their reserve grade has proven they can beat top teams. So even if they do rest their players, I'd still feel safe with the money there on the Panthers. That's it. Let's move on. Where we're up to? Dragons versus Newcastle. Dragons coming off their loss to the Warriors. However, they did look competitive. They looked competitive all season. They do not deserve to be where they are on the table. They're a much better team than what that shows. Same could be said with Newcastle, though. Newcastle's on an 8-win streak. They've had a lot of close losses this season, including that 1-point loss to the Panthers earlier in the year. They just dominated the Sharks. The Golden Knights are riding into town, and they're unstoppable. What do we got here? 1 in, 1 out here for the Dragons. Dragons are fielding their top team. The Knights, however, Pong is out with a shoulder injury, and they rested these 3 guys. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, like, the whole team works hard all year, right? And then I just don't understand. I can't imagine being the dude next to him. Can you imagine being the guy next to Dan Gaethje, and you work just as hard? You go to well, that's if you do, right? You do the training, you do everything, you give it your all, and he gets the rest and you don't. It's just a bit of a slap to the rest of the team, I feel. But anyway, they know what they're doing better than me. They're resting some players. It's made this game a coin flip here. Dragons have won 5 of the past 7 against the Knights. So that's another tick there for the Dragons. Dragons have won 4 of their 5 games at home. So it's another tick at that stadium anyway. With these players rested, I mean, the Knights are still so dangerous. Dragons are dangerous too. It is a coin flip. I'm actually going to tip the Dragons here, just because I feel their leadership on the field, without pongering that there, I feel the Dragons get it done. I should put a bet on the Dragons at that price. I might have to go back and do that. I haven't done that yet. Although the Knights would still be dangerous, they're still going to be a dangerous team. I can't believe they risked an 8-win streak and decided to rest players. There's a lot of decisions I can't agree with this week, but it is what it is. No bet on this game. No bet on this game. We're going to stay away from it. The gambler in me wants to go with the Dragons. The responsible adult in me is saying no bet. Let's just stay away from this game. I do believe the Dragons get it done, though. Next up, we have the Titans versus the Bulldogs in a game nobody cares about. 37-6 loss to the Storm, loss to the Eagles. They're both coming off losses. It's 13th versus 15th. They got an out. That's all there is to say about this game. Titans are the heavy favourites. If you want a big dog for the week to bet on, this would be the dog to go for. I can't recommend it, though. But surely, I think the Dogs do a win. And they will probably see this as a very winnable game. And they might come out and give it their all for this one. Titans are at home. They have been a formidable force all season. They're not easy beats. And, yeah, no bet for me on this one. Next up, we do have the Sharks versus the Raiders. This is number 6 versus number 7. A good top 8 battle right before the top 8. Sharks coming off their loss to the Knights. Raiders coming off their loss to the Broncos. So both are coming off a loss. Sharks are safe. Raiders need Rabbits and Cowboys to lose to be safe. Otherwise, they need to win. If the Raiders lose this game, there is a possibility they go home. If the Knights do lose, they are playing for 5th place and a home game. Round 3, the Sharks did have a big comeback win against the Raiders, 24-20. Nico Hines is in. Big tick there. And the Sharks are just very unreliable. They've been hot and cold. So we don't know if we're going to get the hot Sharks or the cold Sharks. They are heavy favourites here. Corey, of course, banned, and they got one out. It is Roparta's 200th game, though, so they might pick them up a little bit. Another dangerous game. Raiders are paying good money there, but I will just stay away from this one. Hopefully the Sharks get it done. I will tip the Sharks. I forgot to tip someone here. Who are we going to tip? I think we're just going to tip the Bulldogs because I want to bet on them. I want to bet on them, but I'm not going to. And it would be just nice to see the underdogs win. So we're just going for the big tip there. Yep. Very, very low confidence on that one, though. No confidence at all, to be honest. Shame here. Sharks will be the tip. Very low confidence. I wouldn't recommend this bet either. There's a couple easy games in here. But mainly, no bets this round, guys. Let's just lay off. Let's take it easy. Let's enjoy the games. Alright, so to summarize, for our bets this week, we do have the Warriors head-to-head. We do have the Panthers head-to-head. Because we got the Panthers here at $1.60. They're paying a lot better money when we put that down. I would recommend Panthers Eagles as a safety parlay. We're gonna scribble that out right now. That would be the safety parlay. We'll go put that bet on. We do have the Roosters head-to-head, not recommended. That's a fan bet. That's all our bets for this week. We've toned it back. There's a lot of dangerous games. A lot of unpredictability this week. And I don't even feel confident on the Warriors bets. Honestly, I just don't feel comfortable in that one. I don't feel comfortable on the Roosters. Panthers Eagles, that's it. Safety parlay, that's the only bet I have confidence in this week. Obviously, Panthers head-to-head, but that's no longer available unless you go all the way down to like $1.20. I think that's it. Let's move on to the girls. You know, some weeks it's good. Some weeks you got to go hard, and other weeks you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. Let's move into the NRLW. Raiders got smashed 48 by the Broncos last week. Newcastle did beat the Sharks. They got one in. They made one change. It's a very simple game, really. Newcastle should be bigger. They should be stronger. They should get it done. They will be the tip. However, I am not going to bet against the Raiders. The Raiders just have so much heart. They have so much grit, so much determination. No big star names, but they just grind and they don't stop working, and I'm not going to bet against that. Simple as Newcastle should win it. Should be easy, but not worth the risk against a team that just never gives up on themselves. Next up, we do the Broncos versus the Sharks. Broncos obviously stomped the Raiders. We just talked about that. The Sharks do have 3 losses in a row after losing to the Knights last week. Bite Girl is back, and she is paying $2.10. We will take that. I found it a little weird that they put her straight back in when her replacement winger scored 2 times. So I felt like she deserved another chance. But nevertheless, Ashley is back. Sharks do have a couple outs. There's a few downers for them. Broncos are heavy favourites here. We will be taking them. Mealy is still paying $1.67 for a try. She did look like she hurt her hand a bit there last week. Maybe they should have rested her. Maybe they should have kept this replacement girl on. I don't know her name, but she did well last week. And put Ashley in and give Mealy a bit of a rest. Who knows? We will be saturating the Broncos in try scorers. We might pick all 3 of these ladies. That's it. Broncos are the tip. They should win. The Sharks are dangerous though. They are the dark horse of the competition. They have just enough spirit and just enough skill to beat anybody on any given day if things go their way. However, Broncos are on fire at the moment, and I think they get it done. No bet on this one though. Just because, even though I am fully confident in the Broncos, we're going to go with try scorers just in case the Sharks do pull off the upset. Next up is the battle of my heart, the most romantic battle of the season. We've got the stunning, gorgeous Emma Mazerman going up against the stunning, gorgeous Tegan Berry and Hopkins here too. I mean, if you can't sell this game, you can't sell anything. I said it once, I'll say it again. This is going to be the most gorgeous game of this whole season. It's a very close game though. Cowgirls coming off the loss to the Eels. Dragons just lost by 1 point there to the Titans. Both teams are going to want to win. Both teams are going to believe they can win. They do have one out. They have one out. Now, I couldn't pick. I could not pick a side in this game. So we just put a bet on Emma Mazerman to score a try, and we put a bet on Tegan Berry to score a try, and we're just leaving it at that. I'm not picking sides in this one. Although if I had to, we're gonna have to tip the Dragons. I just feel they do have a better team. They look really good against the Titans. The Cowgirls, they did lose to the Eels, and that's not why I'm bagging on them, but they did lose a couple players as well. So the injured, the hurt, you'd have to favour the Dragons in this one. They have the TAB's got it as a coin flip. I would favour the Dragons. No bet on this one though. I just can't do it. I'm heartbroken. Hopefully both girls have a good game. Hopefully both girls shine. Hopefully it's a good battle. And I hope you guys all enjoy it. Next up we do the Titans versus the Tigers. Titans just scraped past the Dragons. Titans just beat the Dragons. Tigers lost to the Roosters quite badly. They got 2 returns, no injuries here on the Titans. Sarah Tugi is out for a 1-match ban. Instantly tip the Titans. Oh, right, and even Horn here is under assessment. So it's all bad news there for the Tigers. Titans are paying decent money there at $1.50. Should be a safe bet. I have no problem with anyone taking that bet. No bet from me on this game though. We just stuck with the Broncos and the Roosters this week. However, this should be a good game too. Titans should just prove too big, too strong, and should get it done. That should be an easy win for them. Good luck, Tigers. Next up, we do have the Roosters. Roosters only paying $1.04 though, so it's not worth actually betting on them that way. Roosters smashed the Tigers. Eels did get their first win of the season. Congratulations, girls, but this is first 10th. Look at $9.56. No, this shouldn't be a contest. Eels did upset the Roosters last season though, but it's just not the same team. They've lost so many players. It's really not. Roosters do have one out. Now, Roosters have won their past 4 matches by 28.5 points. With that being said, this isn't paying any money over here. No money over here, so we went with the try scorers. And let's talk more about that. Where's my girls page? So this is what we went with for the girls. We just laid down a bunch of try scores. We've got 3 try scores here for the Roosters. We've got the Emma Mazelman and Tegan Berry try scores, and we've got 3 try scores here for the Broncos. I feel like we should add Mealy and Broughton to that list as well. Why not? Let's just go all in. Or maybe we should leave that until they play a less formidable team. I don't know, but that's what we've got down at the moment. Looking forward to it. They're all paying decent money. Will all these hit? Probably not, no. Is there a chance they all hit? Yeah, there's every chance that they could all hit. We're just having a bit of fun. It's not a good week to bet. It just wasn't a good week to bet. So we're just having some fun with it. We chucked all our money on try scorers. It's the last week of the season, so we're going to sit back, we're going to enjoy it. And hopefully we may at least make our money back. If we don't, I've already said goodbye to this money. It's entertainment money, and I hope we get some of it back. Same with the Warriors here. Will we put all this money on the Warriors? Realistically, I know there's a good chance I won't get it back. We weren't betting to make money this week. It's not a good week to bet to make money. If you came here just for the bet and like, oh, come on, bro, what the hell? Do Panthers Eagles. That's the only bet I can recommend with any sort of confidence. Maybe Warriors Panthers parlay may be still worth putting down. But I'm not that confident on the Warriors either. All that being said, I'm just looking forward to a fun weekend. I hope you're going to have a fun weekend. I'm sorry I can't do it again. I can't. We've had like 3 really, really good weeks and 2 break-even weeks the last 5 weeks. We've been on a roll. We've been smashing it. We've made a lot of money. But we can't do it this week. The opportunities just aren't there. And it could be the end of the season. The top 8 is going to be dangerous to bet on. But we will lean more towards the girls. And we'll just have to wait and see what teams play what teams. I feel we do have the NRLW sorted now. And it's going to be good. We should be able to still make our money on the NRLW. Enjoy the top 8. And hopefully we can get you some more money next week. It's just not there this week. It's as simple as that. That's all I can say. I hope everyone gambles responsibly. I hope everyone enjoys the game. I hope you all have fun. And, yeah, much love.